Hello, and welcome to the new course recommendation process for middle school teachers. My name is Chuck Strout. I'm the Tech Integration Specialist at Reading High, and I'll be giving you a quick run-through. Before I show you what you need to do, I'd like to just give you a quick run-through of what's going on with the entire process. So first, we want to know what the advantages of using PlusPortals are. Well, all stakeholders will get to state their preference or recommendation. Importantly, all information will be documented and available for review, and this process will be more accurate and much quicker. It's important for everyone to understand that this system is not perfect. We're aiming for about 99% of all data captured, but we understand special cases, exceptions to rules, and unique situations will be handled by the RMHS guidance counselors after the data is collected, and those fixes will be done in Admin Plus. Now for a quick overview of the process. It starts with teachers inputting recommendations into PlusPortals and having conversations with their students about what they recommend. Once this happens, students will input course requests and parents will approve their child's request. From there, requests will be reviewed and approved. Then the data is sent to Admin Plus, guidance will process special cases, and we can begin scheduling here at the high school. Now to see how you'll actually perform course recommendations in PlusPortals. When you log in and then select RMHS Administrator, your screen will look similar to this. First, what you want to do is click Setup, Course Requests, and then Course Recommendations. The screen will change, and as it does, I'll point out it'd be very beneficial to you if you print out a list of all of your students who you're going to make recommendations for, so that you can make sure to choose all of them at the appropriate time. So once I get to this screen, I'm going to just scroll down to show you that there are 4 choices: batch add recommendations, batch remove recommendations, add a recommendation, remove a recommendation. So let's start off with add recommendation, and let's suppose we want to recommend Haley, and we want to recommend her for a course. So once I've chosen her and click add a recommendation, I'll see this list of all courses. So let's say I want to recommend her for Algebra 1. I just put a check mark in the Algebra 1 and click next. And you'll see now Haley is recommended for Algebra 1. Notice if I click on another student, they have no recommendations. And be aware that depending on when you do your recommendations compared to other teachers, you may see other courses listed here. So back to Haley, if I want to remove this recommendation, I simply click the checkbox and click Remove Selected Recommendation, and then confirm yes. And you'll probably need to do this add a single recommendation for a few students, but typically what you'll want to do is a batch add recommendation. If you have a class and you know almost all of them are going to head for the same high school course, you would just go ahead and first click batch add recommendation, choose the course you want to recommend through the list. So let's say I want to recommend them all for Algebra 1 SCP, so that's 212. I click here. Now I'll need to pick the students. So you're going to choose grade 9 because all of your students will be 9th graders in the system. And you'll see when you do this a list of your 8th graders. Please be aware this list will have 8th graders from both middle schools listed. You pick the students you want, and I'm going to pick these first 4 and click next. And as I come back, I can see. Now, don't be alarmed if when you come back you don't see anything here. That might be because when it returns it's on a different student, especially if you don't pick the first student. But if I look in these other 9th graders, I can see they all have that course recommended. Batch remove recommendation would work the same way. I would click on this. I would click the course I want to remove. So if accidentally I put them all into Algebra SCP, I would need to remove them from that before I could put them into a different course. I would go grade 9, and I would pick the students and remove them from the course. Now hopefully you won't need to do that, but that is an available option if you want. Just to point out, there is a way to put comments that parents could see over here, but I really do not recommend that you do that. It will cause more confusion for parents if they get some from some teachers and don't get comments from other teachers and so forth and so on. Please just enter a straight course recommendation. Now I'd like to show you what your students will see when you've made a recommendation. So here's an English course selection box, and if students click course recommendations, it will show them the drop-down, and in this case it shows a student having 4 different course recommendations. Your students will only have 1 course per subject recommended to them. Finally, I'd like to show you how you can review the student and parent entries. So first click Setup, Course Requests, and then Review Requests. Once the screen is changed, you'll see that you have to pick the form. So 8th grade students, you're going to pick the 8th grade course request form for freshman year. And we have a sample student here. You're going to come over to View and click View. When the student comes up, you'll see their course request. Some of these may not be expanded, and so you can click the down arrow to expand any subject. The little dot indicates which course the student chose. If you expand the arrow next to it, you could see whether the parent has approved it and if the parent has made any comments. Also, the student could make a comment here. Please do not enter anything into the approved by reviewer remarks box. And finally, to exit out of this screen, please click cancel. Do not click anything on this screen other than cancel. Thank you for watching this presentation. My name is Chuck Strout. If you have any questions, please feel free to either email me or call me. Thank you.